Hi there, this is Nicole from NBK-Design, and today I'd like to show you how you can use all my products on your iPad Pro. I created a lot of different paintings and art journaling pages the last few days, and I got so many requests how I did them and how I used those files on my iPad Pro. So I like to give you a little workaround how to prepare and how to use all the files. First, let me say that I work with an Apple and Apple products only, and I can't give you any advice on using or creating the files with a PC. So sorry about that, but maybe you can ask in the Arthology group and others can help you there, or we try to help you. Okay, here we go. First of all, we need to think about what kind of files do you want to use, with what kind of collection you like to work, and then important is to know what you like to create. If you like to create a canvas on a letter size or a little card for something, then it's important or to know that you reduce your files to a smaller version, what you already have. But first of all, let's start with collecting together some files and choosing some with you can work. Okay, here we go. I'm using one of the upcoming products, all messed up. It's an old version of M-Scrap's collection, and I will release it the next days at the O. So this is the folder, and first I'm going to check out what files do we have. I'm gonna miss the artsy bits and pieces, so it seems I just deleted them. Okay, we're gonna use another one. Well, that's a fun. Okay, here we go. We go to the adventure and choose the remembrance. It's the last collection in November, and here we have the artsy bits and pieces. I'm going to start a new folder outside the collection I have with the pieces you have purchased. That's the most important part on this, because if you not do that, you will be sure that you overwrite your existing files and maybe have a smaller version forever. So this is the most important part. Go and create somewhere a new folder calling, like the collection, for example. We call it, and I add the iPad at the end of the folder. So I know that in this folder are reduced files and not the full one I have in the downloaded parts you get from the shop. Okay, now we can go into the original files and drag and drop, or better said, copy. Now, if you drag and drop them, you take them out of the folder and they are gone. So choose them, those you like to have, and copy. Well, it's all in German right now because my system is all in German, but copy the files, go into the new created folder and paste them into them. So now you can be sure that you not overwrote anything or delete anything, or that you have the original files. So now we have the problem that the files are really large. If you're using the files for a card or a letter-sized page, then you should resize the files into a smaller version. That's why we also copied them in a new folder. Okay, here we have, you can see the file size is 2500 pixel. My files are always large because you can use them on a 12 by 12 size, so you not have any problems with the resolution. And I played now a lot around and came to the size of 1500 pixels, which is really enough for an iPad. And this is what we do now, resize them, especially those files with a higher than, they are higher than 1500 pixels. This file is higher, this one, and I'm gonna select them all at once by holding the command tab on my keyboard. This one, and I'm gonna open them in Photoshop, or you can also open them in Photoshop Elements. That's the same. You can see this file is 1021, so we don't need to resize this file. Also, this file is, this is bigger, this one, and that one is okay. So we're gonna drag them on the icon of Photoshop and they will all open at once. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. So here we go. Now we're going to the image and then go to image size. Be sure to have it check the resample. And now we're going to the width and type 1500 pixels. Click OK, save, and close it. Next one, 1500 pixels. OK, save it, close it. We're going to use that one, 1500 pixels. And you can see it was 11 MB, and now we are at 630 MB. So we almost half the size of the file, which helps you later to not spam your whole iPad folder, and the files load much faster, and it's enough for an iPad creation. This is what I found out. So here we go further. Okay, so this would take now a lot of time. I'm gonna close them, and because I have already a prepared folder for you. Okay. So we have those I'm going to delete that now, only for demonstration. We have those files fixed. They are now way smaller than before. And now we can copy them into the iCloud drive, or you can use Dropbox. It's up to you. If you are a Mac user, you can use the iCloud drive, or if you have a Dropbox, use that. I use the Dropbox because there I have much more space than in my iCloud drive. And I'm gonna open the Dropbox, and I have already created there a folder with iPad files called. And you can see I have a lot of my older collections already saved in that folder, because I have already created a lot of paintings using the collections. Okay, so we going further. We have the remembrance here, and you can now switch that folder you have already created with the already resized files by drag and drop into your Dropbox folder, like that one. So now it loads. You can see it here. I have this desktop version of the Dropbox. Some maybe only have the browser version, so you can only drag and drop that via your browser window. That's also an option. It's already loaded, and now the files are available on my iPad. And I'm gonna switch now to the iPad and leave it here how it is. So we're gonna see us in a few seconds. Hello and welcome to the second part of the how to use NBK-Design Products on your iPad video. First of all, there are a few things we need to check. You need to download the Dropbox app from the App Store. Please connect fully with all your password and everything, that you are fully connected with the Dropbox. Second, you need to download the Adobe Sketch app also from the App Store, and that you have an Adobe account. The first time when you start the Adobe Sketch app, it will ask for the account, and you need to have all your settings to log yourself in and start the app and use it. The third one is that you have to take care that you have the iCloud drive folder system, which is now new on the iOS 11, that you have placed it in your dock. This happens when you pick the icon and drag it, not release it, and go to your dock, and when it's in the dock inside, then you can release it and it stays in the dock. That's very important, because without that folder in the dock, you will later not be able to connect your files from the Dropbox. Okay, if you have this settings all done, we can start now to create your first canvas. Start the app. Take care that you have already connected it with your no, I don't like it. With your Adobe account, and this is what happens now when you open the app. I have already a few designs here created, some lettering, some drawing, some created canvases out of artsy bits and papers, etc. To start a new project, we go to the blue button on the left side, hit the blue button, and we choose out of the pre-designed sizes the size we like to have. Mostly I work with A4, which is a kind of letter size. It's a bit different here in Europe or Germany, like in the US, but I use A4, or if I want to create a square size, I use the 2100 by 2100 pixel size. But for now, for this demonstration, I'm using the A4. I use 2 fingers to pinch and make the canvas a little bit smaller. And now I'm gonna slide from the bottom up the dock, and we can see the file folder of the iCloud drive in the dock, and we click on it, wait till it's hovered and shows up, and then we're gonna move the icon out and drag it all along the side to the we can release it on the right side, or you can release it on the left side. I'm working always on the right side, so release it, and now we have everything shown on this list, and there your Dropbox should be there, also your iCloud drive. It depends now wherever you have your files uploaded. For the demonstration, I used the Dropbox, and I'm gonna click me through the different folders here, and we have the folder Remembrance iPad. Those are the files we have sized down. If you click on a file, then you see the preview. Take care if you have that preview and draw over it with your pencil or your fingers, you going to write and paint over the file, so take care. So if you want to have now your artsy bits on your page, you go on the file, click on it, wait till it's hovered, and then you drag it on your canvas. That's the first artsy bit we place. Drag it along the side how you want to have it. You can change the size at the corners, and if you are happy with the place you have it placed, click on the blue line on top, OK, and you see the artsy bits is placed as a new layer on your canvas. I have a photo also placed in this folder, that you can see that we also can work with photos, that it's not only for the files you have purchased, that you can also use any photos you have taken in this app. For that, I have now placed this kind of winter scene. I like to have that image on the bottom of my canvas, so I am gonna choose the layer, click on it, hold it, and then I can drag it up and down. Now I'm gonna place another artsy bit over here. So we have that one, and I just see that we have the image of the photo is not filling the whole canvas. So we go on the layer, click on one time, choose transform, and then we can transform by pinching with 2 fingers the size of the canvas. Release it. Okay, it's still there. Okay. Now we have a little bit of a Christmas scene or a winter scene. So I'm going to another collection in my folders. Maybe we have the winter blues and find there a nice word art, or we have some snowflakes. We only have to drag and drop the files again, and then we have maybe that one. And this is the nice thing, now we have all those size down files. If we would have now all the original files from the original downloaded products, they would be too big on the canvas. So it's much nicer to work with those files are sized down. Oh, we're gonna have that one. So we have a little bit of bluish, like that here. And if you don't like maybe something you have already placed, you go on click on the layer one time, and you can delete the layer. And if you want to have it back, click on the arrow above, and it's there again. If you like to hide a layer, you double click only on a layer so you can hide it. And if you like to have it back, double click again, and it's there again. So these are some things which can be very helpful when you create your canvases or your artworks. We have here some script, a piece of script, and if we now go to change the settings of the layer, we click one time on the layer, and there are blending modes. It's all in German here, but I think you can find it because it's on the same place like it's in my German version of the app. You can now choose what kind of setting of the layer would look better to your liking. I think I'm using multiply. So you have this text and this is what I like. If you like to erase something from those placed layers, you will not be able to go to it, choose the eraser and erase it. That will not work. You need to create a new layer above the layer you want to erase, or down on it. It doesn't matter if it's you need to connect how can I say it? You need to connect this with the layer, then it's above. So it rasterizes actually the file you have placed. That is what you need to do to be able to erase something in Adobe Sketch. with this is only with placed files. If you draw something on your canvas, like this one, you know, you're going back and you paint here something like that, you can go to erase, and this is what it does, it erases. But this is what you not can do with placed images, like this artsy bit. You can't anything erase. That's why you need to connect it with a different or a new created empty layer, which is a little bit complicated, but if you find it out one time and knew how to do it, it works pretty well. So now I can erase, for example, this rose or more. So now we have as soon as you connect two layers, it will lose the settings, and you can do that again. This is how it looks later. Yeah. Okay, let's see what kind of word arts we do have in the Winter Wonderland. Oh, I like those icicles. Maybe you can place it on top of the canvas, and what we're gonna do now. So we have some snippets. And we can pull it on top, and then we can add some word arts. Let's see what we gonna use. Maybe North Pole. Oh, it opens again. Pull it. So maybe we are now happy with what we created now, and to change the warm tone of the image, I place now a paper on top of it. And let's see what we can do with the settings to give it a more winter feeling. I like that. Oh, this is also nice. So you can see, only using a paper, you can change the whole vibe and the whole color of any image on your canvas. I think we're gonna finish now this demonstration canvas. And what also is so great in Adobe Sketch is when you are connected to your Adobe account on the CC drive, you can choose Adobe Desktop Application and choose Photoshop, and it will now open on your computer, on your application, on the desktop as a layered PSD file, which is great. You can later work on that on your computer, save it on your computer, or whatever you like to do. You can see it still connects. It loads. It's sended, and as soon I click on my Photoshop, it will open there as a layered file. What also you can do is go to picture or your image and save the created file now as a JPEG on your photo stream. So we are done now with that. I hope you could follow me a little bit and can understand what I like to teach you. It's one of the first videos I have now made. I don't know, I guess I'm created today 20 plus videos on the iPad, how to teach you this kind of theme that we work with the files on the iPad. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Just come into our Arthology studio on Facebook, or on the NBK-Design Facebook site, or the NBK-Design.com blog. Everywhere you will find a place to get in touch with me. If you need to know anything, we like to help. Enjoy, and see you next time.